Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. This is Starters on a 7. US flat save. Post exciting Triple Crown run for Hey Candy. We got close. We got close. We did kind of get blocked off a little bit. We possibly could have won. We end up in third, 3 lengths back. Yeah. It is what it is. It feels like it's definitely a horse that could have done something and probably should have done something um, at Belmont, but we take the Derby, we take the Preakness just like Big Brother Candy Star did. And on the back of that, a better performance as well in the Belmont. On the back of that, Candy Star did take the Keenan, has taken the World Cup turf and the Hollywood Gold Cup. A bunch of other runs in the money of some big prestige races. 6 Grade 1 wins. So it's not doing too bad. It's not bad footsteps to follow in, figuring that we're a tiny little bit better than Big Brother was. So, not a bad season. Meanwhile, Drom is still unbeaten, 4 out of 4 on the year, $21,751,500 in prize money, taking us up to a little over 25.1 million career from 14 runs. 9 Grade 1 wins, 3 Grade 2 wins. Just absolutely fantastic. We got a little a Dubai conditions race. And maidens, those are the only ones that weren't graded. Everything else has been graded. We won the Prince of Wales, we won the Dubai World Cup, the Saudi Cup, and the Pegasus World Cup this year. Just absolutely phenomenal, flawless racing right now from Stardom. And yeah, so we're really enjoying those horses. And then everybody else is a 2-year-old. There's one maidens. We got a little grade 2 here on High Life. They just won the Coventry. Haig Renee is going for the Norfolk. Cardboard Souls is going for the Batchford Manor, which I'm not fully convinced on. But there wasn't a good fit. And then we got Dragon in a grade 2 and Cop Blanc in a grade 3. Just basic races really there. So, yeah, we're going to travel to Ascot, aren't we? We're going to travel to Ascot and the game's going to crash if we try and watch the race. Haig Renee will win the race by 9 lengths. Oh, I miss being able to watch races at Ascot. I really do. Haig Renee. Dang. Dang. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a big win. So there's 2 grade 2s, 102 rated fillies. Haig Renee's pretty much topped out. Highlight's got some way to go. And then Spear Dancer, Mrs. Duck, not a ton left there. Haig Brex and Haig Tycoon need some runs from the fillies. And then the boys, Magic Man, a little bit of go. Haig Reams has got a ton to go, so has Haig Violetta. I'd say Cowboard Souls a little bit. Dragon is pretty much there. Cop Blanc has a while to go as well. So kind of a mix, but we're getting to the point where almost people are now maxed out and getting graded wins. It's a lot of 2-year-olds. A lot of 2-year-olds. Let's go to Churchill Downs. The Bashford Manor for Cowboard Souls. I don't know if I believe in this horse or not. I don't know. I've got to be honest, there's 3 or 4 2-year-olds that I feel really comfortable with. There's 3 or 4 of them. And then there's another couple which are slowly impressed me enough to work into that category. Cowboy Souls isn't really there. Win Here would kind of start moving us in that direction for sure. But it's just, there's something about this horse that doesn't feel special or high quality. And I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be proved wrong. We got a little night race here, the Batchford Manor. 6 furlong, Class 1, Grade 3 for 2-year-olds upon the dirt of Churchill Downs. Home of the Kentucky Derby, bluegrass country. It's what it's all about. I want to see. Yeah, we got out okay. On the near side, we're going to go towards the front. We got Tushuk Patrol, the Courageous Zorro, and Fred Success, Abrakian Loco, Marinate Grandite, Amanda Squall, who's the cat saying it, in the mix as well. Oscar, Lemon Pie, and Albanon Schindler. As we go now down to the final furlong, we're on the inside. Amanda Squall on the outside, just driving. We've had this the entire way. Final half of furlong, we're just slowing up a little bit. Oh, quarter of a length to maybe ahead. We just stay up. Yeah, quarter of a length over Amanda Squall, and who's the cat saying it? That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I've got to be honest, like 1.5 to 1 furlongs from home, we actually looked like we were kicking on and pushing clear a little bit. And I thought, oh, I've done this horse dirty. I've kind of misspoke about it, and it looked like we were just going to go out and get like a 2-3 length win, and then we just seemed to slow as we approached half a furlong from home, and then the field just all came with us, and we almost got pushed on the line. I'm also not convinced that this is a 6 furlong horse. It actually was short head by the time we got to the line. That's really tight. Tiny bit of potential gained. It's a 98 rated. It's a grade 3. Very positive steps. Not a comfortable race, but it's a win. And I gotta give it a Cowboy Soul. That does sort of push it that little bit more in that direction we talked about of being one of the 4 or 5 now that we believe in. Dragon is 100% him. He's him. That's all there is to it. The other ones I really like, of course, are Mrs. Duck and Spear Dancer, both of which are almost at potential. I just like those 3 more than any others. And then the other ones playing into my thoughts now on the back of a grade 2 and showing some really good growth is High Life. And then Hey Renee just won a grade 2 and is almost maxed out here. So they're playing into that conversation. So I got my favorite 3. Then I got these 2 have got grade 2s. And now I got Cardboard Souls as my 6th horse, who still needs to grow a lot, but with a grade 3. And then after that, everybody's kind of similar. I don't know how to separate some of these. I really want Hig Brex to be great, but I just feel they're nowhere near the top end of these horses. But none of them are bad. I think that's the other thing to remember. None of these are bad. They're all pretty solid horses. And, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what they all end up doing. Don't think there's any point in going there. So Thistledon. This is just a grade 2, right? Just a normal grade 2 for Dragon? Yeah. And again, we don't know the field. Bountiful Jolly is high rated and a little warm. Chorus Bellini isn't settling well either. Who knows? Who knows indeed? But I believe in Dragon. I think it's a good horse. And I just hope it can win this and kind of prove that it's on the right pathway. So we're out of the gates. Okay. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go towards the front on the outside. We've got Gloucester Judge. Dom Tulane 13. And then Tail Nicandi there with Chorus Bellini. In that hole, back to Protanto Rocca, Marvelous James, Bountiful Jolie, and Pepper Tree Alchemist at the rear. The front four, the chasing four, and the one at the back. Wow. Jolie really going for it. And inside the final furlong, and now we're going to have to power up the inside. Dragon kicking on a little bit. Jolie holding off the charge. And Dragon just can't get up. Doesn't have the pace there to kick on and kick through. I'm a little disappointed. We did kick on. We did push. But it lasted for less than 100 yards. We just surged and immediately almost stopped there. A little disappointed. Very, very much so. Can't hide that. And again, we run green. Again, we run green. And so many horses have just run green. We ran green and won by 3/4 of a length in our maiden. And then over a mile, we run green and we're only a length back on the winner in a grade 2. We still haven't run on a good track. And there's so much more there for Dragon. Even though we may look like we're underperforming, it's more that I know if we don't run green, or when we stop running green, there's going to be so much more. So I'm not really worried about it, if I'm honest. I'm pretty happy with where we are. So, yeah, High Life, I'm good right now. Mrs. Duck, I'd like to test. I'm just trying to figure out who I want to test and then who just needs races. I think Mrs. Duck needs a test. Dragon needs a test to see if we can put a grade on him. But so many other horses just need races that it might not be possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Evangeline Downs. I believe. There we go. The fact that we weren't having any races there, a little bit worrying, but Colt Blanc will run. Just a basic grade 3 here at Evangeline Downs. Little night race over a mile again. 2-year-olds on the turf this time. Short field of just 5. We're on this near side. Get out the gates okay. Tinkerbell Manuela, not great out the gates at the back, with Turthan Team and Missandra Spinal there as well. Litchfield Mercy leading us out. We're just stalking the lead horse right now. Oh, I don't like that drop back. I don't like that drop back. Now we're 4 abreast almost on this turn. Everyone getting into position. Final furlong, Litchfield Mercy still in the lead. Nobody really making much of a dent. It's us and Turthan Team going for this, and that's going to be a third place for Carte Blanche in a pretty poor run. We again run green. We again run green. I'm not going to lie to you. The jump save, like, isn't going badly, but it's crashing so much, and there's so much little things going wrong that it's difficult to fully enjoy the success that we are having there and to be positive about that. And then I come here and I'm kind of hoping, that this is gonna be where I can just enjoy winning and have fun, and that's been this kind of save, and in general it is that kind of save. We've had so many 2-year-olds running green. Like running in snatches, running lazily, not putting it all in, or truly running green. Like, we're in double digit for sure. We're in double digit races with those happening with these 2-year-olds. And I'm really not used to that. And bit by bit, it's wearing me down a little bit here, where I'm just not enjoying running these 2-year-olds. And we have to. We have to run them. We have to get them up as high potential. Otherwise, they'll have no shot as a 3-year-old for the Triple Crown. And again, it could just be the amount that we've got here. I think we've got 12. We've got 5 Colts and 7 fillies, I believe. And we've got rid of a couple. But oh my God, I wish that they would stop running green. So many had to run 3 maidens. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with these 2-year-olds. Because at some point, I'm just going to be done with them. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what I want to do. Okay, Juddmonte, Irish, Hong Kong. So that's fine. But I don't want to book these 3-year-old and aboves that much, because Hey Candy needs to run them as well. So I guess Pacific Classic could be an option, and let Hey Candy run the Arlington. That's normally what I would do there, is run the Arlington, right? Hey Candy for the Gold Cup. Guess I can put Candy Star at Ascot. Hey Candy runs the tennis show. And then the Breeders' Cup. And I think maybe that's how we book those out for the rest of this. And we just got 2-year-olds. We just got 2-year-olds. Is it game day decision time? Is it game day decision? Is it time to decide on some of these? Like, does anyone have really lowish potential / ability that I just don't want to deal with? Yeah, Haygreams can go. We're going to be brutal. We're going to be brutal. Really, if anyone's like 60 or below, I'm probably getting rid. This is 65. I'm tempted. Cowboy Souls just won a grade 3, but I'm also not exactly enthused by them. I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm just going to pull the trigger. I need to for my mental health and to sort through these. These could be really good horses. They're just not going to survive. They are just not going to survive. We are going for the best of the best. And if you aren't in line with that, you aren't going to survive. Carte Blanc can go 2. And High Life. Beautiful. Okay. So now we're down to 9. 6 fillies, 3 colts. Still got 9 2-year-olds. That's a lot. That's a lot. But now we can look at distance. So a mile, a mile, a mile. A mile 1 to a mile 2 for Hig Tycoon. A mile, a mile, a mile, and a mile. Okay, so Hig Tycoon is sitting at like a mile 1 to a mile 2. Everybody else is at like 7 furlongs to a mile. That at least gives us potentially races that we can run. There's nothing here for fillies, and there's nothing right now. Okay, so who's up first? 18th of August, 15th of August, and the 15th of August. Sweet. In that case, we're just going to skip forward. But I think I needed to do that. Cut the 2 or 3 that are just going to be so much work to get up to the other one's level. They may have been better. They may, they might have been Triple Crown winners next year. Maybe they had that hidden quality that we didn't see elsewhere, and won't show up in any of these. But I've got to be honest, I just don't feel that that's the case. Just checking if anybody's jumped again. No. Okay. So at least we can book them in. I want Dragon to race. 100% I want Dragon to race. What do we got? Grade 3, and the juvenile in Ireland. I just want a grade 3. I don't want to be crazy about it. Is Mrs. Duck a mile? I think she is. She gets a grade 3. Because they're filled out. They're maxed out in their potential. They're not going to gain any potential from these. We're going to get the grades. We're just going to get that little bit of a boost. And then Mrs. Duck's going to go into the breeding barn and Dragon's going to go out to the field. And that's what we're going to do. Once they've had their grade, they got a decent rating, a grade, and they filled out their potential, they're good to go. So Haig Renee, for me, has a tiny bit more to go, but she has her grade. Haig Tycoon, I would like a little more on, so we're waiting for those races to come in. Brex is probably up there for me. Yes, I'd say Violetta and Magic Man are the 2 that need races. So Magic Man might be too much for you, but go try a grade 2. Gonna give you the opportunity. Haig Violetta. Don't care. Go to York. We've already got Calvin flying over, so go deal with it. And then there's all these grade ones. There's all these grade ones starting at the end of August. And I don't know. I don't think any of these truly suit us. I gotta be honest about that. I don't feel they do. And the hopeful is just never good. The hopeful is just never good. But we can book all these races out and just see. And then just any races at a mile 1 for Hague Tycoon. No. Okay. Sweet. What's that a mile? Is it a mile and a quarter? Is that a mile and... Then we got a mile 10 at Colonial Downs you might get. Gonna book that one in right now. The allowance race. Don't think that's any better. Yes, there's a little bit of distance in that. A little bit of distance in there. Okay. So right now everybody's got a race. I will say that. So right now we got to decide kind of who gets Calvin. And I think that should be Hey Candy. But we can't make that decision. Okay. So you are on Candy Star. Now who do we like here? We've got 3 different games going on, so these names are all kind of mismatching. Franco, I think, isn't bad, right? Franco isn't bad. Chris Landros isn't bad, though. Yeah, we're just going to go with Landros. We're not going to try and find someone else. So we've got that. They're both at York, and everybody else should be on separate days, so Calvin can just ride everybody apart from Hague Candy. And we're giving that to Chris Landros. Okay. At least everyone's got a race. Everyone's got a race. And all the 2-year-olds pretty much have grades. So they'll be running for grades. Some of these grade 1 races we really shouldn't be. But we're also running those with the people who've got the most potential to gain. So even if they don't win, there's a chance that if they run well, they would gain a decent amount of potential from those runs as well. So I kind of feel that's our best option. I could be wrong. I quite often am. Okay. Well, let's go then. Del Mar first, I think. Let's see who shows up first. Candy Star at Del Mar, as expected. Okay. We know these horses. Bolton, Dovers, Bellagio, Diamond Head, Chocolat, Olympic Palm, Glendashane. I think we've raced against them previously, but I don't know them that well. But the rest of the field, all the grade 1s we know, we back Candy Star. We 100% back Candy Star. So, Del Mar Pacific Classic, Mile 2, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above on the dirt. Your favorite is, of course, Candy Star. We've got an inside draw, and we're out of the gates okay. as we move against the rail up to the front of the field with Dover Stair and Chocolat Waters back to Bellagio Herb Olympic Pond, then Glen Sheen Parks, Bolton Delonde on the outside of Diamond Head Montague at the rear of the field. Bolton likes to close well. So does Dover's, but they're out in front, so that's probably not the race they're running. Chocolat is probably good for third or fourth in this field. We're still going around this turn now. 2 furlongs coming onto the home stretch and down to the final furlong. Bolton Delonde is coming into the picture. Candy Star now kicking on. Driving past Dover Slayer now. Pushing inside the last half a furlong. Bolton Delonde coming on strong. Has left it way too late. Gonna be enough for third. Dover's second. Candy Star takes it. A nice solid win in the Pacific. Calvin Burrell by 2 1/4 takes this race. Excellent. Off to a good start. Hey Candy. Chris Lindros, not our usual jockey. Top rated, low weighted, pretty even field. Mixture of grades, but very similar kind of ranges in terms of ratings. Few 3-year-olds, a bunch of 4-year-olds. Looks like Darshay Venetian is gonna be a little too excited, maybe. Permanism Greeley also a little warm. We got Boozy Money Penny, who we know likes a bit of distance. Beat us at Belmont. And Mesma Jose, another grade 1 in the field. Feel like this should be our race to lose here. So at Arlington, 1 mile 2 furlong, Arlington Million, class 1, grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above upon the turf. Your favorite is Hey Candy on the inside. Not a bad start, not a great start, but not a bad start either. And again, against the rail, and we'll go up to the front with Zachary Dano. It looks like Ingrisha Article decided they didn't want to race today. They have already thrown their rider. Boozy Money Penny just in behind us. The Battle of the Belmont between those two was quite the spectacle. The Belmont winner alongside the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winners, lifting like right in front of us now. The field at the back down to the final 1.5 furlong. We're all driving for the line. It is Boozy Money Penny and Hey Candy going for this one. Hey Candy getting clear, pushing past Zaki, past Money Penny. Jose coming up the field, Frame coming up the field. But nice and clear, hand in the air. Chris Lindros this time, his best Calvin Burrell impression, waving to his mum in the crowd as he storms across the line. Hey Candy picks up this with some style. And that's what I was expecting, but that's what I needed to see as well. I needed to see that. Yeah. It's a great way to bounce back after the Belmont is go straight to Arlington and pick that one up a month later. Beautiful. And now we've got our little run-in, the Gold Cup, the Tennis Show, and the BCC. I feel more comfortable with that now that we've just done what we've done and we've run what we've run. Very, very solid there. Okay. First of our 2-year-old races coming up, but also we have Drom at York. Egg Violetta will be up first. Looks like grade 3 Clooney Parry. We've got Flamingo Mara and Bernine Beatty, all of which look a little relaxed here. Another grade 3 is Florentina Saratoga. An ungraded Crackerjack Caulfield, Santa Fizio Praise. And ourselves, the visitor, Heg Violetta. No idea. in this one. I've got to be honest with you, I've got no idea how good this horse is and how they're going to cope racing at York, but that's why we run the races. It's a 7 furlong Tattersall's Acom Class 1 Grade 3 for 2-year-olds upon the British turf at York. Clooney Paris will be the favourite. Burning Beatty is the highest rated. Violetta gets an inside draw and a little late out the gates, but not too bad. Going to drift towards the back, going to go towards the inside and get blocked off by Flamingo Mara. And now go up alongside Crackjack Caulfield at the front as Mara drifts back in the pack. We got the blue silks of Florentina, Saratoga and Burning Beatty. We got the red silks, Clooney Paris and Santa Fisto Praise. We're down now then towards the final 1.5 furlongs. Hague Violetta doesn't seem like they want to go for this. Clooney Paris, the favourite, storming into the lead now inside that final furlong, driving for the line. Gonna get up. Burning Beatty and Florentina Saratoga fighting for second place. Burning Beatty gonna hold on to take it. Mara in fourth. Violetta ends up in fifth. Not a bad run, not a good run. Not a good horse. And I knew that would be a really tough trip. But all I'm hoping is we can maybe get a potential jump, because we need every inch of potential we can get on that horse and a couple of others. Also, it gives Calvin a little time to acclimatise in York, as now he's up again, defending the perfect 14-0 record for Stardom, defending that #1 horse status, and defending that 140 perfect rating. Some say the perfect jockey on the perfect horse. Stardom heads abroad again. Moonlight Surprises back with another challenge from Canada. Reum Daffodil, the unlucky Dubai horse who should have a couple of grade 1s but keeps getting beaten by a certain stable over and over again. The beautiful Aaron Spinnaker, what a horse. Absolutely adore that horse. Hopefully we are good enough to get past them today. Torchador and Priorite Mayor, 2 horses we also know a little bit about. Domestic grade 1 winners 2. A grade 3 on Amo Dudley. And Dark and Gunner ungraded there. It's going to be a test again. Some really nice horses in this field. Surprises, Spinnaker, Daffodil. I think that's really where any threat will come from. But I do have them as a battle for second behind Stardom, your favourite. Outside draw. Out of the gates quite well. I'm going to kick on now at the start of this race to go up near the front, leading out Aaron Spinnaker. And there comes Torchador just in behind Reum Daffodil. And the grey is Darker and Gunner. Priorite Mayor on the inside of Moonlight Surprises, and Amo Dudley on the outside at that back trio. Aaron Spinnaker leading us out here. Stardom just on the haunches, sat, waiting, ready, dropping back. But there's still a lot of racing to go. Maybe just catching their breath before they kick on towards the end. Almost getting blocked off. It is the final furlong. Dark and Gunner making a great run for this. Reum Daffodil is there doing good things. Moonlight Surprises, no surprise at all to see them coming up. Priorite Mayor with a great run. And it's a heart attack watching Stardom, because between that furlong and half a furlong marker, my heart stopped and I'm just like, oh, this isn't going well. This isn't going well. And then we got up, we got clear. I don't feel like we pushed anyone. I've definitely seen replays where I thought we did. This didn't feel like it, and I'm glad it's not taken away from us. I would be upset at this one if it was. So we hold our 140, of course, 15 of 15. 22.75 million on the year, a little over 26 million on the career. Stardom does it again. Moonlight Surprises, good run. Daffodil, a little disappointing, and Spinnaker falls off quite a bit. But I think that was fairly comfortable. It's what we've come to expect. And like I say, I kind of like that field. That wasn't an easy field to run against. And we got up. We drove out of the final half a furlong. Kind of did what we needed to do. Okay, Violetta. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. If we can get up to 70, I'm gonna say right now, if my 2-year-olds aren't around 70 ability at the end of their 2-year-old season, I'm probably gonna put them in the breeding barn or just more likely release them. So if Egg Violet doesn't jump, they're gone. I will say that. I'm quickly looking over the 2-year-olds who's in danger. Hague Tycoon's just about there. Just needs a tiny little growth. Hague Brex needs a tiny little growth. Hague Renee is there. Dragon is there. Mrs. Duck is there. Spear Dancer is there. High Life is there. And Magic Man needs a decent little jump too. So at the moment, Magic Man and Hague Violetta will be the 2 in danger. But I will go on record and say that now, because we do need to thin the herd a little bit more. And yeah, they'll be the least capable of getting to that 75-80% ability for the Kentucky Derby, which you probably need to win it. And that'll kick you up another 5% maybe, so that you can compete in the Preakness. And together that you'll be at like an 85 to 90% ability going into the Belmont, which then gives you a chance to win that. That's kind of what I've seen. So that's kind of what we saw here Candy do. And we know how close they came, and Candy Star as well. And it does give you a chance as a 4-year-old to get 100% potential and move into the breeding barn at the end of your 4. So I think we're just adding on these layers of judgment. Is a horse good enough as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old to breed from? We're starting to increase our requirements. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You didn't run well. You weakened. It was soft. You're winning conditions races. You're probably just a sprinter. But you do come from a British Grade 1 winner I don't know about. And I'm intrigued. I don't think it's going to be a good horse. I don't think it's going to be worth racing. I don't believe it to be good enough to go into the breeding barn. But I'm kind of intrigued. We know it's a sprinter. Kind of want to see a little bit about it. If it had finish application, to be honest, if that was a full finish application, then I've got to be honest, it would actually hit my requirements. But as a sprinter, that is very useful. As a distance horse, Cruising Burst becomes more useful. There's a part of me that just thinks throw it into the British save, but then there's a part of me looking at that stamina bar thinking, well, he ain't gonna do much. Well, that's not a bad horse. It's not a great horse, but it's not a bad horse. And sometimes I just have to know. Even though I think I know, I'm pretty sure. But like, sometimes you need to know. Presently, Fast is going to be auctioned at the next breeders. Okay. Well, we need to make sure we're not skipping that one. I want to see that one. 1-year-olds. Yeah, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not buy a horse just because its dam was a grade 1 winner. Just don't do it. It's really tempting. It's laid back. It's really tempting. Don't do it. Maybe just breeding indicator is fine. Got a little grade 2 here. We got a little laid back filly. They might be better options to go for. This to me is so tempting. This is always intriguing. This has both sides of the breeding with graded racing, which is also intriguing. And I think just by the number of horses I've named, you can see how easy it is to talk yourself into buying horses at the auction. But yeah, we know the kind of caliber of horses we are producing in the breeding barn. And I didn't forget about the breeding barn. You forgot about the breeding barn. As I mentioned it and immediately remember to go and book someone. Yeah, because of the horses we're getting from that, it's not really worth buying from auction very often. And usually it's a curiosity thing because money is irrelevant to us in this save. Because we decided that was one of our requisites of actually playing this game in this save was we were going to take money out the equation. So that does mean that we don't need to worry about it. And we got to the point where auctions aren't really worth getting anything from. So that is what it is. We're here though, 110 yard past a mile for the Kitten's Joy Class 2 conditions race for 2-year-olds upon the turf. A little test for Hague Tycoon. Definitely needed to run. Once a mile 1. Could have done, I'll hold my hands up before anyone says in the comments, I could have done, don't trail and go early to help with that extra stamina they're going to have and that lack of pace they're going to have. But like I say, I want them to run without jockey instructions so I understand the horse before I decide if those things are really needed. And if they're needed to win, it kind of means less than if they don't need them to win for me. But we're in a solid place right now. We are drifting back a little bit. And we are slowly coming through here and kicking on inside the final half of furlong. And we are going to take the race. So I'm pretty glad there with that run. I don't think it fully suited. Everyone was really close. It was tough to kind of judge because I don't know these horses. But we kind of ran as a stalker for a lot of it and then just very late on went for the line. But we got up and we got clear quite quickly when we wanted to. So I think we still want a little more distance. But even though we want more distance, we did enough. And Hague Tycoon does jump to that 70 marker. So didn't need much, but got it. Slightly better for a run. Jockey says, never in doubt. He would say that. But yeah, that's a solid toss. I feel like that's about to pop to a mile 1. And, that is already at a mile 1. I just feel they're so closely tied. Yeah, I don't have a grade. I have 99. I think I'm going to hold her out to the breeding barn right now because I think there will be a test at a mile one, that we like later on. I kind of got a feeling towards the end of the season there might be one. I'm not sure. And everybody else should have their tests before then, unless somebody else jumps. They should be pretty good. So, yeah, we're going to keep it out for now. We're going to keep it out for now. And Hig Brex, the debutante, something else that I don't love at times. This and the hopeful are both races that I find more difficult to win than others. But Brex needs to jump in potential, and a grade 1 can do that for you. Something fierce. We will be the lowest rated out of all the rated horses. Couple of laid back horses, couple of grade 2 horses, including the favorite who is top rated in this field. The other grade 2 has probably the best form out of all these horses. So, gonna be tough. Don't expect to win this one. I will put that out there again. 7 furlong Del Mar debutante at Del Mar. Class 1, grade 1 for 2-year-olds upon the dirt. Favorite will be Witnessed Mischief. We are on the far side there, out the gates, okay. Drifting back a little, but now moving up alongside Mischief and Capital Ready at the front. We do have a bunch of the horses all together at the back. Capital Ready is going to move up on the turn. Mischief on our outside. We're going to drift back a little. We're going to step out around the back of Mischief. Can we now push for the line, the final furlong? Are we going to get blocked off? Do we have room to run? Nirvana Shamed and Amanda Squall are there. Witness Mischief is going to go for this. We're going to fall all the way back. Hig Brex, just no shot at this one. 7th? Yeah, 7th. We missed the break. Slightly hampered, outpaced, lost place. Not a clean run, but I don't believe that we would have won anywhere. I think we might be fighting second and third. We might be kind of in this mix, half a length to a length back. Yeah, the important thing for me on this race is purely, did we jump? And we're at 70 potential. It's kind of where we want to be. 70 ability on the potential bar. It's definitely not the best, but it is kind of what we asked. I think I might run that one again if I can. I want to get everybody to like 4 runs if I can as well. So like Breck still has her 4th. Hig Tycoon I'll keep out just for that 1 mile 1 later on. Violetta needs to grow. I don't know if they're going to. Hig Renee's about to get their 4th run. Dragon is going to get this run, and then hopefully they don't run green, and they'll get their 4th run. Mrs. Duck, this is the graded race for their 4th run. Spear Dancer can get a grade, maybe jump up to full, and then get their 4th run. And this is Magic Man's chance at a 4th run to see if they can jump. So we're kind of in a solid place. Grade 2, grade 2. Oh, I so want to, but ran green. I was going to say I'm not going to. They ran really bad maidens, but they did run green. And if there's anything you know I love, it's a horse that runs green. Oh, there's another one. Reprieve. Define. Not even the expensive horses in this at all. Don't care. I want horses that run green. Oh, well, that's probably a good thing. I should probably do that again. I should probably do that again. I should have probably done that again. Divine, yeah. Just don't buy from auctions. Like, why am I buying from auctions? Because I find it interesting and fun. It's very rarely anything good. The futurity also isn't great. Maybe I just don't like Del Mar very much as a 2-year-old. I do find Del Mar difficult as a 2-year-old. Got the debutante, we got the futurity, and then there's also the hopeful. Maybe it's not Del Mar. Maybe it's just grade 1s at 7 furlong as a 2-year-old. I don't know. Hey, Renee, let's say what we can do here. 7 furlong Del Mar Futurity, Class 1, Grade 1, 2-year-olds on dirt. Hey, Renee runs near camera. A little sluggish out the gate. Gonna go up on the outside. Hard to tell where we're gonna run. The pack kind of strung out. 3 at the front, Accordion, Iona, Sleep Always and Forgot Nature. We've got Diablerette around as well. Coming round this turn. Final furlong. It is Diablerette around and Hey Grenade coming in strong. Hey Grenade now pushing out with half a furlong to go around the outside. Who is that? Aptina Mayash coming in strongly, but Forgot Nature in third, ahead of Mayash. Or Mayasha. And not comfortably, but comfortably enough, Hey Grenade. Grade 1 winner. Dwelt, still got up, over half a length. And the curse of Del Mar and the futurity is ended for now. Hey Grenade gets a grade 1. Doesn't quite cap out the potential. That's going to really annoy me. Because that probably means that we're not going to jump as a 3-year-old. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. And adding to the list of things we don't know, will he run green? Or will he win? He's very laid back. If he runs green while he's laid back, he's got no shot. Inspirina Emirati, a little warm. Top rated is Quilvajo, who is the favourite ahead of Dragon. 7 runners, all colts, all 2-year-olds, all ready to run. Let's see what can be done. The 1 mile, 110 yard with anticipation. Class 1, Grade 3 for 2-year-olds upon the second turf track. Dragon in the middle. Gets off to a solid start. Gonna move up towards the front. Gonna take Drom and Nistelrooy and Inspirina Emirati against the rail. That favourite, along with Danine, Kitame, the grey on the outside, completes the chasing pack. Back then to Rasman Agent against the rail. Back to Quiver Joy and Penavan Schindler. 3 furlongs to go. A couple of horses moving up here. It is Danine and Inspirina. But Dragon decides that they want to go early. They're going to extend this lead out. Down now then to the final furlong. Just keeping that distance to the chasing 2. Nobody coming from deep yet. Everybody looks like they're slowly fading. Dragon just does it all himself, nice and easily. Little bit of a run at the end. The fight for second and third. Razman Agent comes up. Penifan Schindler comes up. Emirati falls down to fifth. But Dragon didn't run green and takes 110 yards over what he likes to run while being very laid back, 4 3/4. And that's why I believe in this horse. It's just finally nice to see it. Finally. 100 rated, grade 3, maxed out potential, didn't run green. Everything I asked for, Dragon has done. You can go out to grass. You can go out to grass. Finally. And one more thing to do. See, grade 1 dam. Grade 1 dam. There's just something about it that grade 2, and like wins races they've been in pretty much. It's tough to ignore things like that. I might just see what they're both like. Okay, make sure you get this one. Grade 1 win, grade 2 win, 3 grade 3 wins. Woo! £2 million. We were so close. It amused me to do so. I will pay the extra. And £250,000. Slight difference in price. So, yeah, I didn't mind this one. Again, you look at the lineage. It's Homer Water, and I know Homer Water. So, we've had a couple from these. And on top of that, it's bred another grade 1 winner. Who, if they come up to auction as well, I kind of want to look at. But yeah, we kind of know this horse a little bit. So yeah, the fact that it's other falls are available, I do kind of want to know. Don't know this horse. It's got some grade 3s. Okay. Cannawallow Divas isn't bad. Technically hits my requirements with the extra speed above 70, potential ability at 50, and potential at 70 or more. Kind of just about squeezes in, and full finish. It's not high standards we have, but like as a basic level, this one would normally be okay. It's very short order. We don't really care, but it's very interesting to see. And like I say, Horn of Water, there is another one out there that we could look at if it ever comes to auction. And then Presently Fast. It's won the United Nations, won the New York, and then won the Super Derby, Monmouth Oaks, and Indiana Oaks. So, likes a mile, but has also won at a mile 1, a mile 2 at grade 2, and then a mile 3 at grade 1 by 2.5 lengths. That's kind of impressive. I would believe a mile 1 to a mile 2. Breeding indicator says a mile. Doesn't have bad stats. Looks like it's got a jump spar. You know what that might mean? And it does come from Calvasois, who again won a mile 2 to a mile 3. One offspring that didn't work out. And yeah, solid. Like, doesn't have the finish application, but solid extra speed, a bunch of potential. If his ability wasn't so low, I would probably say in the breeding barn for the jump save, but I feel we've got something quite similar, a couple of horses quite similar, that have much better potential. So I'm going to retire that one. But very interesting to see those at auction. Not going to lie, very, very interesting. And I think I want to run Mrs. Duck. I was going to end after that auction, but I think we're just going to finish on a Mrs. Duck run. Her graded opportunity, her 4th race, she is full. My second favorite horse behind Dragon. We finally saw Dragon run and do what he can do. Now Mrs. Duck gets her shot. 1 mile class 1 grade 3 for 2-year-olds on turf. And we're out the gates okay. We're going to just surge, I feel, towards the front. Go up against the rail. And there we go. 4 and 30, Marosa, Madeline, and Scalia, Julie along with us. Then a chasing pack being led by Popcorn Drive, Pick Terrier, Busy Precedent in the mix as well. Rounding the turn, Rose Madeline starts making moves, some others from deep, but Mrs. Duck's going to kick on early and just going to drive round the turn, building a good 6 or 7 furlong lead. Cellar Dripping coming from deep now up the inside, the final furlong down the home stretch. Cellar Dripping and Rosa Madeline, the two stablemates, I believe, fighting a little bit for this. Braille Wrong coming up as well, but Mrs. Duck takes that by 4 or 5 lengths. It was nice, it was comfortable, it was easy, took it before the bend, 4.5 lengths. That's just what we do. 102 rated, grade 3, maxed out. Dragon and Mrs. Duck. Just okay. I got to go at the end of the day. But yeah, just done absolutely everything that I needed them to do. Absolutely everything that I needed them to do, and that's why they're my 1 and 2. It isn't hard to see why. I don't think they just go out and they get the job done. Yeah, pretty successful. I think we've got rid of 3 or 4 2-year-olds. We're slowly coming into a good space now. I think the 2-year-olds we got are running quite well. We got a grade 2, a grade 1. We got a grade 3 in the breeding barn and out in the field. And then there's just a few others, Violeta, Brex, and Tycoon. Who knows? Who knows with those? But yeah, I'm fairly happy with those. Candy Star, like I say, rebounding back after the Manhattan to win the Pacific Classic. I quite like that. I kind of needed to see that. And very similarly, Hey Candy, rebounding after the Belmont to win the Arlington Million. I needed to see that. And Stardrum just is unbelievable. So I hope you're enjoying this save. Looks like we're going forward with great aplomb towards the end of the season. Just starting now the final quarter of the year. So smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Check out the other playlist. CK3 has just started. That's a fun little story I'm going to enjoy telling. Please do check it out. Show some love to that series because early on, the likes and comments on videos really help out, get it out there into the algorithm. So please do help support that for me. And I'll see you back here very soon for more Starters Orders. Till then, take care, stay safe. All the best to you. And I wish you find your Stardrum.